We're turning trash to treasure in this video. I'm recycling an old calendar into 20 fabulous new handmade cards. If you've been hoarding pretty papers, packaging or stationery for a future crafty project, but are stumped on how to use them, then this is the video for you. Hey everyone, it's Ali. Thanks so much for joining me for this video. If you watched my how to organise card making scraps video from a few weeks ago, you might have seen this calendar before. It's from a few years ago and I kept it because I love the patterns. But it had been hanging around in amongst my scraps for several years, and I mentioned in that video that I was going to dissect it and hopefully use it. Well, all you lovely people out there who watch my videos do like to keep me to my word. Nicole actually asked in the comments if I would make a video to show how I would use a calendar to make some cards. So here we go. This video is for you, Nicole. It's my little way of saying thank you for always watching my videos and leaving supportive comments. Let's get started. I picked an easy pattern to start off with. This banana pattern was crying out for a monkey, obviously. I picked out the clearly besotted My Favourite Food stamp set, which has this cute little monkey on a pile of fruit. By the way, I've stamped and pre-coloured all the images in this video to save time. That way we can just focus on constructing all 20 cards. I'm chopping my pattern cardstock in half to make 2 cards and then using a decorative edging die to cut one side of a panel of white cardstock, which will overlay on top of our patterned panel. I'll add a little bit of craft foam to the back of my monkey for dimension and then stick him on along with a sentiment. Easy peasy. I'm using pieces of craft foam for dimension in this video and sometimes just pieces of scrap card because I've actually run out of foam tape. And I'm on a craft no buy for the year, so I shouldn't be buying any more supplies. The other card will be made in pretty much the same way. I've just reversed the layout to change it up a bit. The sentiments I'm using here are from another clearly besotted stamp set called Plushie Sentiments. By the way, all the products I use in this video will be linked in the description box for you. We're moving on to some bug themed cards next. I'm making several at once, so I've pulled out 3 patterns to use, plus this Beatles stamp set from Craft Consortium's The Emporium collection. All the stamped elements in this video were coloured with my new Arteza Floral Tones Everblend markers, by the way. It's such a nice set and the colours were a perfect match for all these patterns. If you want to see it in action, I'll link a video up in the cards where I used this set of markers. I'm going for mini square cards this time, but first I'll use those rectangular scraps we'd have left over to make a larger 5x7 card. This is a super simple design, but a great way to bring together 3 patterns that don't really match each other. The 3 small square cards will use an assortment of the bug stamped images and some of the sentiments from the same Craft Consortium stamp set. The background patterns are some of my favourites, so I didn't want to cover them up too much. I purposefully matched the colours of the bugs to the colours in the background patterns when I was colouring in. I'd spent some time matching patterns to stamp sets before starting this project, so I knew what I'd be using where. Next we're using some jungly patterns, and it seemed like the perfect time to try this Violet Studio stamp set. It doesn't have a name, but it's from their tropical collection. I'm just using the leaves here, but I'll be using some of the other stamps later on in the video. This time I'm chopping my patterns on a diagonal and then using the leaves to build a border across the middle of the card. A lot of the cards in this video use a lot of white space, which isn't something I normally do, but I know a lot of card makers love that clean and simple look. Sometimes it can even bring more attention to a pretty pattern paper while allowing you to conserve that paper and use it over multiple cards or projects. Not that I think any of us will run out of pattern paper anytime soon, I definitely won't. For the next two cards, I've used the Crafter's Companion Nature's Garden set. I thought these little bunnies would be really cute with these geometric patterns. I've cut them out, leaving a strip of white beneath them so they have something to sit on, and layered them over the patterns. You can get different looks depending on whether you leave a white border on your fussy cutting. I think both ways look really nice. Time for some more jazzy patterns, and these will be teaming with some cute flamingos from the Clearly Besotted Summer Borders stamp set. I'm going to die cut my panels this time using some border dies so I have an interesting edge to each of them. You could use a border punch here instead too. Then I'll mount these on some white card bases with a nice white strip left showing to show off the die cut detail, some matching flamingos and a sentiment. Very simple but very cute. This fruit pattern was definitely calling for some fruit stamps. I've picked out this clearly contained fruits stamp set from Clearly Besotted, and of course I had to use the lemons. That is no surprise. I decided to do some matting and layering on this card rather than chop up the pattern, so I've picked some teal cardstock that matches some of the details, both to mat the panel and the stamp sentiment, which is also from that pick a Plushie Sentiments we used at the beginning of the video. I've not done so in this video, but if these card designs are too plain for you, you could always embellish with sequins, gems, nouveau drops, glossy accents or pearls, or add extra mats and layers. The sky's the limit really. Okay, these are the last whole panels left from the calendar. This time I'm using Cocktail Hour, which is another Clearly Besotted stamp set. Honestly, I have a lot of Clearly Besotted stamp sets. I need to clear out and reorganise my stamp collection, so if you are interested in watching a video on that, please let me know in the comments. I'm not sure if any of you would find that interesting or not. I'm going to keep the panel whole again and die cut a stitched banner, which I'll add my elements to. The watermelon, pineapple and sunglasses are from that Violet Studio set we used earlier if you didn't recognise them. I'll also mount both these cards on some pink cardstock as a matting layer because I just felt like bringing that pink out a little more, you know? Also, I have loads of this pink cardstock. These made the panels large enough to go on 5x7 cards then as well. Okay, we haven't got much left by this point. Just a few scraps and some stamped images, but we can definitely get a few more cards out of this. This long strip seemed perfect for a simple card with all these cute critters and their drinks. Really easy way to use up that little strip for a nice, clean and simple design. With the last few scraps, I'm going to trim off the decorative edges and use the strips for 2 mini cards, along with some of my stamped elements. These are really simple to put together, and who doesn't love a mini card? It's so fun to make weird sizes. Apart from the 5x7 cards, I made all my own card bases in this video to match the size of the panels I had. Before I show you all the cards, I just wanted to share what's left. Hardly anything. Those calendar scraps will go in the recycling, and the sentiments and stamped images will go into my scrap storage to be used for future cards. I can probably make several hundred cards with just what's in my scrap box. That was a big confession. Here's all the cards we made in today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing my ideas for recycling this calendar. Thanks again to Nicole for requesting this video. I had a lot of fun making it. I hope it lived up to your expectations. If you enjoyed this video and found it inspiring, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You'll also probably really enjoy my paper pad videos, where I use up an entire paper pad and see how many cards I can make from it. I think the record is 77 cards from one paper pad. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you back here on my channel again very soon. Bye!